talking about how I got called up to live. We'll be talking about how I got called up to live. So, an important milestone in my journey. It's been a very tumultuous year, but we're making progress. And so let's get into the details. What it's like being live on a live account, and what the process was like getting there, and the differences between the express and the live. For starters, yeah, this is what it looked like when they give you your certificate. This is my, you know, this is when I got my live account. That's me, and yeah, it's really cool, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not new to trading, but I am new to indices. And it seemed like the second I switched to indices, I started really taking off. So, they this is what they give you. This is your certificate, and so um, let's talk about the whole process, how it was getting into the live account. So I think generally they call you up after five payouts. And I feel like we'll see that in their rules here. But they literally called me up on my fifth payout. I had most of my payouts at the top of the year in January and February. And I went through like a dry period where I wasn't really making anything, or I was passing tests and failing them and giving it right back. That's the whole thing. So I mean, we can go see that here. Uh, you can see here, like I passed so many combines. Like you know, uh, we got one, two, three, four, five, six. How many for the month of March? We got one, two, three, four, five, six, seven for the month of March. Like I passed it seven times, and as soon as I passed it, I ended up failing. And so, but after one of those more recent payouts, they bumped me up to live. So basically, when they move you up to live, they shut down your account for like a week. Like my account was down for like a week and a half, and that really threw me off. I was really kind of mad about it because I was looking at it like, okay, I made this large amount of money, short amount of time, and I just want to pull out my 3,000 a week. And as soon as I take my first payout, they moved me to live and basically shut down my account. So they sent me emails, and you know, uh, it was conversation back and forth. Them letting me know, hey, we're going to be transitioning you between the live account, and so you're not going to be able to trade for a little bit, but so it really threw me off because it threw off my momentum. Like my the calendar they give you on Top Step, where it shows you day for day if you're green or red. Visually having something like that was very important. I loved it. Like I love seeing full green days for 2 weeks at a time because I had made my big days and I was just getting my 150 days. And so basically, yeah, they call you up to live, um, and they start you off with 20% of your account. So even if you don't have it, they'll like supplement you to a $10,000 account. So when I switched over to the live account, my account was like at 26,000. I took a $3,000 payout, so it was like 23. So they do like a 80-20 split where they take the 80%, lock it away behind a lot of rules, and the 20% they start you off with. So my 20% would have been like 4,700, and but they supplement you to 10,000, so you're always going to start off with 10,000. And at that point, whatever you make, you could take half of that. It's no cap like the 3,000 cap they have for the $100,000 account per week. And they have different plans, but that's the one I picked. But yeah, so you can see here, what would the balance, what balance will I start with live? 20% of your cumulative express funded account balance, or a minimum of 10,000, whichever applies. So like I said, I mean, they kind of supplement you. If your 20% is less than 10,000, like mine was, they'll put that in your account. And yeah, basically, as soon as I got called up to live, I took off. I had a great day, but I lost all that money. It was like 20,000, and I lost the account down like 6,000. And based on the rules, I thought I would have been good, but they got like a lot of fine print type rules. Like they got a lot of stuff that they wouldn't just, put up here like these rules, because basically they told me if I get the account down to like 1,000, at that point they'll close your live account, they'll send you like whatever's remaining, like $800, and you'll have to start back over from scratch from the test. The risk management team had been reaching out to me like back and forth, like and man, it's just a weird experience. Like as you're trading, you have somebody reaching out to you, like, hey, you did great for the day. Let's kind of cut it, while we ahead. They'll like literally let you know, we don't want to trade anymore for the day. We want to keep you at a certain amount, and it's cool to have other. It's cool to have an infrastructure, right? It facilitates growth, but it really feels restrictive. Like it feels like you're working for somebody now. Like, and that was the whole point of trading, was to not have that type of, experience, have that feeling of somebody hovering over you, while you're trying to get stuff done. So, yeah, but it is what it is. I basically had my account down to 8,000. I had a $10,000 trade that I didn't take profit on. It went against me and it hit me for 2,000 because I had my stop losses. But they were like, they bumped me down to a shoulder tap account. So this is supposed to be a video about, me getting called up to live, but you know, a lot's been happening. So I did get called up to live, but they knocked me down to a shoulder tap account. And with that shoulder tap account, I made more than like 80,000. Right. And it's crazy because if I would have just been patient, that would have been on my live account. I would have been able to take that out and had like a 25K day, payout per like 25K week. But yeah, man, I mean, just so y'all know I'm not talking, I'll pull up my calendar and show you some of my best and worst days. And so you see here I had $6,000, $16,000 a day, 20,000. I took a L this Friday, but I was so up. I wanted to continue, but I said, nah, let's just focus on building the account up. That way, when I get called back to live, they'll split me down. And, I had it figured out. But from there, I had me a nice day here. This day actually was more than that. So we'll look at, see. So for this day, I ended at 8,000 profit, but I was really at 27,000. I'm having like really big days, and I'm only using. You can see the lot sizes that I'm using right here. I'm only using like three lot sizes, one lot size, three. Three here, one there, three. It's never like six at a time or nothing like that. I'm not over leveraging. I'm just catching really good plays, and so yeah, that was a really like a $20,000 day, but I lost down, and I think it's another day up in here that was similar to that. You see, this was 52 trades, so I was overdoing it. Look at that. Look at that. This was a $25,000 day, and that's my issue with trading right now. Like, uh, man, I'm just, I just need to take it more serious. I find myself being, impetuous, like, not really, sitting and really thinking about what's going on. Like, I'm up 25,000. Like, why am I still trading for the day, for the week? You know, uh, psychology is everything. But you see, I lost the account. I lost all of that 25,000 down to, I was -5. It looked like, yeah, -5. I climbed my way out the hole and I just ended on a positive day. So at this point, I really didn't, like I said, I just need to take it more serious because I have the skills. I've been trading for like 6 years, going on 7 years now. I have the skills. I'm just really fighting myself. Like the psychology is everything. But yeah. So for now, I'm just focused on getting my positive days over $150, just so I can take out 3,000. Because like I said, I mentioned they took me to a shoulder tap account, so I was called up to live, but they bumped me down to what is the equivalent of an expressed account. Like so, yeah, basically how it works, and we'll look at the rules here. But from what I remember, yeah, I can only take out 3,000. It's just like the express, 3,000 a week. Once I get 3 to 5 payouts, they'll call me back up to live, or and within this transition, I can't get multiple expressed accounts. I can only get one, which is okay for me. Which is okay for me because I never trade multiple express accounts. You know, I know about the trade copier and stuff like that. I just tend to stick to just paying one. Uh, paying for one account. But yeah, so look at this. Do I get 5 payouts to move to live? Do I need 5 payouts? It's like no, yeah. So they're just letting you know, like it's all at their discretion for real. I hope they call me up sooner. Yep, that's true. It's no warning. There's no warning. I mean, they tell you the rules. Like the rule was you cannot lose your maximum amount, and I didn't. But based on my performance, like I said, I was up 10,000. I didn't take it, and I ended with negative 2,000. So they just knocked me down to shoulder time. And yeah, yeah, it's a lot of little stuff with it, but this is a milestone for me. I got called up to live. That's what this video is about. Um, I'm gonna start really having these big days when I go to my own personal live account. So my plan is to just stack up for the month. Um, yeah, and go live. We ready. We're more than ready. So yeah, uh, that's that. That's that. I'm gonna be posting more videos on things as they progress, and hopefully people can get some value from this. But yeah, that's it.